The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back to another episode of HBCU. I wish your boy Pooh Bell. Got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. Ant, how you doing, man? Good to see you back home.
Yes, sir. Made it home safe. Still tired. But we good. We here, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It was good, man, seeing a lot of people we interact with. For instance, hey, I got Doc over at, saying HBCU Overdrive. He said, I'm ready for the smoke. Ready for it. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, everybody had kind of the same comment about SWAC Media Day. One of the first things everybody said. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the screen?
No, it wasn't even screen. Man, Doc tall.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody said, Doc tall.
I thought you was talking
about the screen.
Yeah, I thought you talking about everybody in the HBC United group. Or
everybody. Yeah. Doc tall. Doc came in that thing like he ready to post up Dr. McClellan in the post. Yeah, Doc tall, man.
But it was good, man. It seemed like it was more people there this year than last year.
It did kind of feel that way at times. It was a lot more, at least for us, it was a lot more resource sharing, a lot more, communication, networking. Yeah, man, it was good. Our guys over at 1400 Club, down south football,
Dr. Cavill, BJ.
Got to see our affirmative action. Our good man Zach from the Blue Bloods. DEI. But man, it was good seeing everybody. Man, even just talking with the players. True. Now, we didn't talk to him last year. We saw him last year. I see what everybody, like Andrew Body, the charisma, the answers and stuff. I see what everybody falls in love with about him.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other quarterback, Jeremy Musa.
Yes,
you can see the Vanderbilt in him. You can see the intelligence. You can, he just. When he talks, you just hear the intelligence in him, man. And then I think Bubba was another one. You can hear the blue collar in him. You can hear the worker in him. You know what I'm saying? You can hear
how Wetumpka be cheating in him.
He's gonna find a way to bring that up every time.
I had to mess with my guy.
Even the Alabama A&M guys, you know what I'm saying? You can hear the guys. You can hear the little blue collar workmen in them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can tell them guys who get after it and work.
You can see the influence of
I got
you can see the influence of their coaches in them.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Speaking of Travis back at Alabama State, he wanted me to let everybody know he only had one piece of chicken, but he told that pulled pork up.
So who ate the chicken then?
I don't know, man. You know what? I got a theory about who ate the chicken. It's a certain coach who skedaddled up out of there kind of fast.
So he took the chicken and ran.
Hugh Jackson in that red suit grabbed all the fried chicken and left. That's my theory. I'm sticking with it.
Oh man.
But man, like I said, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Hey, I only had 2 pieces of chicken.
I couldn't even eat the chicken, man, because you know what I'm saying, for different reasons, man. I couldn't even eat the chicken like I wanted to, man.
2 pieces of chicken and I ain't even really getting no pulled pork. So
it was hitting. Hey, well, I don't know who prepared that, who auntie prepared that.
Hey, shout out to Andrew though from because that was a great SWAC Media Day presentation, from the layout to the food to everything, man. That was well put together, man. They did a great job putting that thing on.
Right. But man, it was also announced. Andrew, speaking of, in the SWAC office put out, the SWAC has now a new deal with PepsiCo. It is the largest deal to date with their partners. PepsiCo is now the new title partner of the football and men's and women's basketball championship. So congratulations on that.
That's amazing.
Man, the good news keeps rolling, not just with the SWAC. At the SWAC MEAC Challenge, it was announced that there will be a HBCU band national championship.
At the SWAC MEAC Challenge,
they announced.
Yeah, I know.
During the celebration.
Yeah. I just wish that they would have like a SWAC MEAC Battle of the Band Challenge.
Ooh.
Not just with the 2 schools who participating, you know what I'm saying, but bring a few more of them out and let's have a kind of a kickoff to the band season, so to speak.
Yeah, I agree. But man, that was dope. I think that was dope. A lot of band heads really excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Man, and you know what we always say, can't hide talent.
Yeah.
Obviously can't hide Big Payday either.
Well, yeah, you got a talent who got a big payday. You know what I'm saying? Titus Howard, former Alabama State offensive lineman, former first-round pick of the Houston Texans, got paid a few days ago, agreeing to a 3-year, $56 million deal, $36 million guarantee. Not trying to count the man's pockets, but it's public knowledge. But so yes. I feel like that's something that's worth a little bit of this right here, my boy. That's worth a little bit.
Yes. Congratulations.
Yes,
bring me my money.
Definitely. Which getting ready to hold on, I'm sorry.
But yeah, that's huge payday, man, and that's big for HBCU. And man, that just goes to show, man, if you a baller, they'll find you wherever you at, and that once you get to the league, I mean, we've seen with Javon Hargrove, South Carolina State, just got paid last offseason. Now this and Darius Leonard should be, or Shaq Leonard should be coming up. I mean, should see a lot of HBCU players start getting their bag. And obviously, Teron Armstead been getting that bag,
correct,
for the paydays he's gotten in his career. So it's good to see these HBCU players cashing in on these paydays.
Right. Man, looking forward to it, man. Just seeing who's next.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing who's next. Man, you know what?
Bring them up.
We're trying to get through. Our special guest is in the building, but he's having a few technical difficulties. Try to get to him in a second. But first, man, before we do that, we can go ahead. I guess we can introduce our sponsor. Talk about our sponsor.
Yeah, we can do that.
Give a shout out to our sponsor over at betonline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your #1 source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome to HBCU Hour none other than the athletic director at Lane College, Mr. Derrick Burroughs. Thank you for joining us. AD Burroughs, how are you doing this night?
Hey, I'm glad to be. I'm good. I'm glad to be here. I'm struggling hearing you guys, but I'm hanging here as long as we can.
All right. All right.
Appreciate you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
All right, no problem. It was my pleasure.
Hey, listen, I understand those internet problems. I've had to travel for work and try to do this show, and not everybody hotel is very friendly with internet.
Yeah. Well, you know how that goes sometimes, but I'm glad to be here. And to be honest, you know, it's you know, me with the close ties me and your father had, man, I was actually excited about doing this, you know.
Yes, sir. And speaking of that, I'm going to ask. I asked you before the show. I'm going to ask on the record because I know he's watching somewhere. Rev, if you watching, I'm going to find out. So I've been hearing all these stories about Rev and his playing days at Blunt, and he tells me how good he was, and I did this, and then I kicked too. I was the kicker too, and so he always talks about that. And I've ran into one other person who confirmed this. Because my dad was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I was the man. He looked up to me. He liked me. I was like, man, whatever, daddy. And I meet Mr. Leroy Davis.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to him. I said, hey, Mr. Davis. And then the first thing he said to me, he said, man, listen, I really liked you. I really looked up to your dad. I'm like, what? So he's telling the truth?
Let me tell you what your dad was. Actually, man, he was a very, very smart kid in high school. You know, we all wanted to, you know, make the grades he made. It was rarely, you know, we found.
You talking about my daddy? I got to make sure we're talking about the same person. But go ahead. All right.
Oh, he was a great student. He was a great student. He was a good person. We could be good on the field, but not as good in the classroom. And the great thing about Henry, Doug, we call him. Doug was an athlete on the field, and then he was a student in the classroom. And so I admired that about him. You know, I was a decent student, you know, and it was only because I didn't apply myself. But Doug was a good student. He was a good student.
Okay,
and he was a good athlete.
Okay, Rev.
I'm gonna give him some kudos. I have to get off his back.
Yeah. Hey, you know, in high school,
stop giving my guy a hard time, man.
Yeah, in high school, Doug was 230, 40 pounds, man. It was hard to bring that guy down. You know what I mean? So
when fullbacks were fullbacks
every day, huh?
I said when fullbacks were fullbacks.
Yeah, when fullbacks were really fullbacks, but that's that guy. That's IR written all over that, bro. You know?
Oh well, I'm glad you said that. He gives his best. I've got a cousin who also went to Blunt. And he told me to tell you, say hello as well. My mother's as well. So,
hey man, listen, I'm a diehard leopard, bro.
Yes, sir. Right? Yeah, he kind of messed with me. But let me tell you about. I'm gonna tell you about this about Rev.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you how big of a leopard he is. I ended up going to LaFleur.
Really?
Yes, sir. I was in the Madden Pro. I ended up going to LaFleur. Okay. And we had a booster meeting for the football team. My daddy came to the meeting and stuff. He said, "Oh, that's nice what they doing over there." He said, "I'm just letting you know, I'm on Blunt booster team, and I ain't leaving them." I said, "Okay, all right, got you, Dad."
Yeah. Well, and that's the way he's always been, man. That's the way he's always been. He's always had a love for the school.
Yes, sir.
And I've always respected him because he always had that leadership quality about him, you know.
All right. Hey, I do appreciate that. But I do want to. So I want to talk about your time as a player, because and work our way up to your AD. I heard the legend of Derrick Burroughs. Heard all about it. Everybody talks about it.
Is that bad or good?
Oh, it was good. It's good. It was always good. It was always good. Yes,
is that bad or good, bro?
No, it was always good.
Well, we on the internet now. Let me know.
No, sir. It was always good. Everybody talks about, your play. As a DB. How would you describe your play as a DB?
Well, they came up with a name Dirty. They used to call me Dirty Burroughs in high school.
Oh man.
And back then, you could necktie you know, go at people's heads and all that kind of stuff. So, and I had kind of a little, you know, chip on my shoulder about, you know, going at nicks and heads and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, today, you know, I get thrown out of the game for that. But you know, I was always kind of tried to be a very physical player.
Like running lot, like.
Yeah.
Okay. Head hunting out there. I see.
Yeah.
So, what's some of the most memorable moments of your playing career? Is there a game or a particular moment that sticks out the most when you look back?
You know, the most memorable part of my career is, you know, my first interception. I think it was Tony Eason, New England Patriots. It was my first game starting, and you know, they ran a slant on the goal line, and you know, I was looking for it to come. I picked it, and you know, so my first career interception in the NFL was probably the most memorable NFL individual play that I can remember. So I think that was it.
That's a good one to remember.
It is. It is. Let me ask this: what got you into coaching? Because I you know, as we started looking you up, we saw, you know, you have a extensive coaching history.
Yeah.
So what got you into coaching?
Well, you know, as you know, during a Thursday night football game, I came up to make a routine tackle. We were playing the Houston Oilers. And man, I came up to make a routine tackle, and coach always tell me to keep my head up, and I didn't keep my head up. I ducked my head, and I was paralyzed from my neck down. I don't know if you read that or not. It kind of ended my career. I never played another down football. And, you know, to be honest, from the time I got hurt, I was, you know, it had to have been 2 or 3 years. I was lost, and I had no idea what I really.
Dang. He might have got a phone call.
Yeah, probably so. That's tough. Going in for a routine tackle, paralyzed.
Yeah. Man, I gotta see. Hold on. Y'all give us some moment we having technical difficulty. I'll take him down till he comes back up. Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. We have you back.
I think he muted.
Yep. All right, AD Burroughs, we have you back on our end. It just sounds like you're muted. Yep, muted. We can't hear you on our end. Yeah, we can't hear you. Oh. All right. All right, let's see if we can get him back. That's something. That reminds me. Oh, there you go. I don't know if he can hear us now.
Kind of reminds you
of not Daryl Stingley. There's maybe a few, maybe Bosworth. All right.
He froze. Yeah, that's tough though, man. That's tough.
Yeah. Let's try to. All right, he can come back in. Oh man, I might have to apologize to Rev too, because Rev been telling me the truth all this time, and
yeah, man, you over there hating on my boy Rev, man.
Nah, I wouldn't. I always, say listen to it, but you know, as you get older, I'm gonna tell you, I kind of, I believe him. I was like, I wonder if he kind of Al Bundy. He kind of give me that Al Bundy poke.
Oh man,
because Al actually did it. You know what I'm saying? Al actually did it. It was true, but it was a little exaggeration in there. So, I think we good. Let's see if we can hear. Hey, can you hear us now?
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
yes, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
No problem.
But anyway, as I was saying, I just kind of, for a couple of years, I kind of, you know, I was so mentally messed up about me leaving the game the way I did. And, you know, I think I just decided, you know, I asked myself one day, what is it that you want to do and disregard the money? Don't even think about the money. And I said, I think I wanted to coach. And I actually started coaching 10-year-olds, little league football, 10-year-olds. And then from that went to high school and college and pro, you know, so that's kind of how I got into coaching.
Okay. So looking at your resume, you coached pretty much everywhere and every level. But I wanna ask you about something that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
The World Football League, or the NFL Europe, or whatever as it was called in that time. What was it like to go over there overseas and kind of bring the game over there and coach a different part of the world?
Man, you wouldn't believe that they know. You know, I thought that they wouldn't really know American football, but they do. And they follow all the NFL teams. So you would be surprised if you didn't know it. You would think you were in the States. You know, every time, you know, they would keep up with the game, and you would think that, you know, when calls go against the offense or defense, they're really in tune to the American football. So it was surprising to me that they know that much about American football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I wish they'd bring that back.
Yeah, that's one thing I did miss. Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm glad that the XFL and the USFL, these developmental leagues, man, there's a lot of football players out there that need jobs. So it allows players that can't make the NFL right now an opportunity to develop and maybe one day can make an NFL team.
Yeah.
Man, it's this as a with you having had, you know, times and different stops as a coach, how does that help you, your experience being a coach, help you now as an AD?
Well, you know, whenever you have an athletic background as an athletic director, and you've done it before and you've coached before, and you understand what coaches go through, actually it makes the job a lot easier. When you've done it before, unlike a person that doesn't have an athletic background. And I'm not saying that people that don't have athletic backgrounds can't be an athletic director. All I'm saying is when you have an athletic background and you've done it before, and you've been a coach, or you've been in the mix, you understand it better when coaches come to you with issues, or you understand it better when coaches come to you with problems, or because you've done it before. So actually, it makes your job a lot easier because you've done it before. You know what they go through, particularly at HBCU schools, because you know, HBCU schools are very under-resourced. So we have to make do with what we have. And you know, when you're at HBCU school, you know you have to make do with what you have.
So what's a typical day look like in the life of AD Burroughs?
Well, you know, this is coming up. August is the most difficult time because we're kicking off football season. Then not track season. Cross country is going on at the same time. Volleyball is going on. So, you know, football is always, you know, the biggest thing, and the most. Ball is getting ready to get kicked off. Cross country is getting ready to get kicked off. So a lot is going on. And this is probably the most difficult part about the job is trying to start all these sports at one time, making sure all the reservations for hotels are done, and making sure travel arrangements is correct, making sure guys are eligible that's getting on the bus. You know, so you want to make sure ain't nobody getting on the bus that ain't eligible. So it's a lot goes on in July and August, getting ready for September, man.
All right. Let's talk about Lane College.
Yeah.
Every school has a piece of history, especially HBCU. have a piece of history. They have different challenges and stuff. What are some of the history and challenges that Lane has kind of, I guess you could say, built into it?
Well, you know, the challenges is the same challenge all HBCU schools have, is resources. Of course, you know, Lane was built to teach, you know, young African Americans by former slaves. Isaac Lane was our founder, but you know, like most HBCU schools, Lane College is of course underfunded, needing resources like most HBCU schools, and then you know, across the country at most HBCU schools and even the PWIs, there's a tremendous drop in enrollment right now. A lot of males don't seem to be going to college anymore. So the challenges are dropping enrollment and you know, trying to make sure that we're still educating kids every day.
So you're speaking of underfunded and under-resourced, and there's been a lot of talk about alumni giving back and a quote unquote lack of giving back by some alumni bases. What exactly does alumni donating money allow athletic departments to do?
You know, man, I'm glad you asked that question, because, you know, and I don't, you know, I'm walking on eggshells because I am the athletic director. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
But we got to do better. We got to do better in you know, when you graduate, you got to become a alumni. You got to become a donor. Every dollar helps. So we got to get the message that it's important. It's important to give back to our colleges, but I don't think that resonates sometimes with a lot of HBCU graduates. I don't think they think it's important. And like I said, you know, y'all keep in mind, I'm walking on eggshells. So I'm picking and choosing what I say, but we got to figure out a better way to make our graduates understand that, you know, we're playing on almost 100-year-old football field at a college, and we got to make our some kind of way. We got to make our alumni understand that if we're recruiting kids, and your high school stadium looks better than the college that's recruiting you, you're not going to get any quality athletes. When you walk into your gym, you know, if your high school looks better than the school that's recruiting you, it just, you know, kids are so enamored by bling bling and eye candy and you know, the Alabamas and the Auburns, but we can't compete with the Alabamas or Auburns, but we can do more for our colleges and universities.
Yeah.
Facilities
matter though. Facilities matter.
Facilities
matter.
Absolutely. And let me just say this: it matters at HBCU schools too.
You
know, you can't compare. Yeah, you can't compare us to Auburn or Alabama, but you can compare us to Tuskegee. You can compare us to Miles. You know, so we got to get it, man. We gotta get it. We gotta understand that you know, don't graduate from Lane and just forget about Lane. Don't graduate from Tuskegee or Morehouse and just forget that it even existed. You gotta give back. You know, it gotta matter. It gotta matter to you when you walk on our campus. And you see almost 100-year-old, you know, football field. It got to matter to more than just me.
All right. Yeah. Somebody actually asked this, and I was actually going to kind of talk about this. He says, "Have y'all started and marketed a campaign?" I know we've had on because we did a series kind of talking to the different SWAC schools, kind of previewing the season, and some schools like Alabama A&M, they do things like $5 Friday. where they kind of reach out to the alum and just say, hey, just donate $5.
Yes.
And as you say, every dollar counts.
Right.
So I didn't know if that was something that, you guys have been trying to push.
Yeah. We do different. Our institutional advancement department, along with athletics. I do a fundraiser every other year called Dinner with the Pros. I don't know if you've heard about it, but Ray Lewis was our first Dinner with the Pros guest speaker. We raised almost $200,000. Ed Too Tall Jones just finished doing a Dinner with the Pros. Andre Reed, one of my former teammates, was a guest speaker. We had Doug Williams planning to do a guest speaking tour, but it was canceled due to COVID. So, I am very engaged in trying to raise money for the athletic department, but I can't raise enough money. I can't raise enough money to build a stadium.
Right.
That's gotta come from everybody. That's gotta come collectively, and our kids deserve to play in a stadium.
Absolutely.
It just, sometimes it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to go to high schools and see high school stadiums look better than ours. That hurts my heart. It really does.
Let me ask you this: what does? Because I know being at the level you're at, you have to play some quote unquote money games.
Oh yeah,
the Tennessee State type games.
Right.
What does it look like whenever you're scheduling opponents? Do you take into account we need to make this much money this year, so we have to play this many money games, or do you just try to take what you can get?
Well, both, to be honest. I do both. Now I believe in money games. I believe in guaranteed games. Ever since I've been at Lane, I've been playing guaranteed games. If you look at our schedule, last year we played Tennessee State,
and you won it,
and we won, and we beat them.
Hold on, because you got to do. Where is it? And you already know.
Bring me my money. Bring me my money.
So we went down there and got that $100K. But I believe in guaranteed games. It helps our athletic department and our coaches understand that we have to play guaranteed games. And I've heard some opponents to it, but I as an athletic director, I like playing guaranteed games because it helps our athletic department. And as a coach, and when I coached, I still played it. So I didn't switch up as an athletic director. When I was a coach, when I was the head football coach at Lane, I played Tennessee Tech with 41 eligible players and got the crap beat at me. But we did. We played Bethune-Cookman some years ago. So I believe in guaranteed games. It helps fund our athletic departments.
And I know you talked about this a little bit, but how do you plan like out of conference games? With especially in the HBCU where, how do you plan it? Your out of conference games?
Well,
yes, sir. Because especially with HBCUs, a lot of them have classics you got to factor in, and you got to, look at this and try to keep some traditions. But again, like you said, you want to do money games to help fund your department. So how do you kind of plan around that?
Well, to be honest, we all kind of know each other, whether it's the SWAC or whether it's the SIAC. I know half the ADs in the SWAC conference, and I'll pick up the phone and I'll call one. The AD at Alabama, he was an AD in the SIAC, had any available games to play. So you just kind of pick up the phone and you call ADs and you call to see if they have the same dates you have, and you kind of make it work. So when you're in the sports industry, we all kind of know each other, or we've all kind of heard of each other. So it's no big deal to pick up the phone, and all of us are very cordial to each other, to be honest.
Right.
The guarantee game versus Tennessee State that y'all ended up winning in overtime.
Yeah.
What did that do? What did that do for the athletic department as a whole? I know it got y'all some money, but what did it do? Momentum wise, did you see influx of donations and more people start coming out the games after that?
No, but it was great for our kids. No, But it was great for our kids, though.
Of course.
I didn't see an influx of anything, but it was great for our kids. It was great for our program. It was by far the biggest game in our school history, beating Tennessee State. And if nobody enjoyed it but Lane College, I'm okay with that. But unfortunately, we didn't see an influx of donors coming to no.
This is a good question. How many students does Lane College have?
Well, as I said, it's enrollment is dropping. We're probably around 800 or 900. We're normally at about 1,200, but over the last couple of years, our enrollment have dropped. So we're working on trying to pick an enrollment up right now.
Yeah.
And that's not just Lane. That's across the country. There's a drop in enrollment, particularly on the male side. We got to get our black males back in college.
Let me ask this, and this I'm gonna take this a little bit away from Lane College. I'm gonna take you back home.
Okay, that's a good place to be.
A lot of people talk bad about Pritchard,
right.
But Viger and Blunt have put numerous of players in the league and kind of elevated. Can you tell us about some of the players, saying from your time and saying before and after, from the Pritchard area that have just had so much success?
Well, if I start naming players, you're probably not gonna know the players I named because they was way before you were born. But but Blunt had a quarterback by the name of Charles Green, who Charles Green walked on water to me. Greg Gordon, both of them signed scholarships to go to the University of Wisconsin. That was big for us. I mean, guys from Pritchard didn't go to Wisconsin, and they still don't. You know what I mean? So we were trying to figure out how the hell Wisconsin come down here and get Charles Green and Greg Gordon. But those were the two guys that I admired, in high school, and everything I wanted to do it like Charles Green. Everything Greg Gordon did, I wanted to do it like Greg Gordon. So, and believe it or not, I was lucky enough to get drafted in the first round of the draft, and guys come up to me and tell me the same thing. I felt about Greg Gordon and Charles Green, and I never thought in a million years that some guys wanted to be Derrick Burroughs. You know what I mean? But it's very humble. You said, man, I you play, so. That's humbling when even Chris Robinson, who's the AD at Arkansas Pine Bluff from Pritchard. He showed me a trophy. Yeah, Arkansas Pine Bluff. He's the AD and from Pritchard. He was a former quarterback at Blunt. He came and he showed me a picture of a trophy he won at my football camp back in 1985, bro.
Wow.
So that was like, man, you got to be kidding me. But you got to get to know Chris Robinson. He's the AD at Arkansas Pine Bluff, and he's from Pritchard. Graduated from Bluff.
I'm gonna have to add that. I have to reach out.
Yeah, he's a good dude too.
Yes, sir. I did not know that, and because I know, when I was coming up, we had Sherman Williams, Damian Craig, Aaron James, who's now head coach at Skeggy. So it was I was able to see those guys. But then there were guys who didn't necessarily make it, who I saw who were just incredible, because my dad had me at all the Blunt games. So the Blunt Viger games were star-studded, and it was just amazing to see. But now, the reputation of what Pritchard is nothing compared to what we saw in the heyday. So
hey, listen, let me just say this, man. We are where we're from. We are where we are from. I've never been ashamed of being from Pritchard, and I don't think anybody that has came out of Pritchard is ashamed for being from Pritchard. So all that outside noise don't really matter to us anyway. You know what I mean? You know, to be honest, you know, being raised in Pritchard, that's what made us. You know, that's what made us be able to survive when we left Pritchard. So I don't really hear all the outside noise, and it's never really mattered to me what anybody said about Pritchard. You know, it's where I'm from. Bessemer Projects is where I'm from. So I ain't ashamed of that. So I'm, you know, and let me just say this: I'm still the highest drafted player ever out of Blood High School.
I want to go there. I want to go there to your pro days because you played for the Buffalo Bills right before the infamous 4 straight trips to the Super Bowl. Did you kind of feel that brewing, that level of success? Did you kind of feel that something was building up? Because I know one of the years y'all made it to the AFC Championship game, right?
Right.
Did you kind of feel that team building up to something the way y'all was gonna be to Super Bowl type contenders?
You know, we had a great team that year. We had James Lawton, we had Andre Reed, Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly. These are all the Hall of Famers, man. We got to play with 5 Hall of Famers on one team. So, you know, we had a great squad, and you know, we just fell short. I think it was in '89 to the Bengals, but then they came back and went to 4 straight Super Bowls, 90 through 94. But if you remember, man, we had Cornelius Bennett, we had Bruce Smith. You know, we had a hell of a football team, man. So I really expected us to be good. We went from 2-14 my first year. I think to my third year, we, you know, went to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. Who was the toughest person you had to match up with in the NFL?
That's easy. Andre Reed. You know,
every day in practice, huh?
Every day. Yeah. You know, let me tell you about Andre. You know, Andre was a very physical receiver. Andre can go in the weight room and pump 225, 15, 20 times. I wasn't that strong. So I knew every time I got in press coverage, I was trying to get my hands on Andre. Andre wasn't going to allow me to get my hands on him because he was so strong. Yeah. But the one thing I felt like I could do better than Andre is I felt like I was faster than Andre. I could outrun Andre. So I always tried to stay in his pocket, but he would never let me get his hands on. He would never let me touch him. And whenever it was running plays, he was so strong, he'd get his hands inside on me, and I could never get him off me. So Andre Reed gave me everything I needed every day in practice. So Andre made the game easier for me because I went against him every day.
Yeah, somebody said he was cooking you, coach.
Well, you know, he did that too.
that's Andre Reed, though. That's understandable, man.
Andre did that too. I mean, we had some battles in practice. I don't know a DB in the league ain't got cooked. So it happened. You know,
tell him you won your fair share of reps too, huh, coach?
Listen, he got more than I got, but
listen, I don't know. Well, see, the story is the eye in the sky don't lie. I don't know how much of the eye was in the sky back then, but I mean, if they ain't got it on tape, you can tell them, coach. Listen.
No, listen, I ain't gonna tell no lies, man.
Hey, that's a Hall of Famer though, coach. I mean, ain't nothing to be ashamed
of. He got more than that's for them.
He a Hall of Famer, coach. Nothing to be ashamed of.
Listen, I ain't gonna get on your show and tell no lies on me now.
All right. Somebody asked, did you play with
Andre Reed by far was the best receiver I've ever played with.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you play with Howard Ballard?
Also, he started left tackle for us. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you ever go up against Sammy White? That was gonna be my question.
Sammy White was a little before me. We passed each other.
I thought y'all might have only overlapped by like one. I thought y'all might have only played like 1 year together. I just didn't know if you ever matched up against him.
Yeah, but if you take Andre Reed out of the equation, I would say the hardest receiver I had to face was Al Toon. And I don't know if you guys remember Al Toon.
Yeah, Al
a little bit before your time. But Al Toon was a 4'3" guy, 6'4". I mean, had it at the line. Sterling Sharp. Sterling Sharp was another. Andre Reed was very strong at the line of scrimmage. I hated water bug receivers that, Clarence Verdun, who played for the Colts, he had to be a 4.0 or, so all those guys, those were the guys that gave me the most trouble. Mark Duper, Mark Clayton for the Dolphins.
Yeah. No, so you didn't like them old Eric Metcalf type receivers, huh?
No, you know what? I would rather have win against the bigger receivers than the small the small water bug kind of guys. Yeah, they hard to cover, man. They hard to cover. You got to be patient at the line of scrimmage. If you're in press coverage, you got to be patient. You can't, you shoot your hands too quick at those guys, and it's CIX, bro.
What's the best quarterback you went up against?
Oh, Dan Marino, easily. Dan Marino, yeah, he's
better than Elway.
I would go with Dan Marino. Only because we try to send everybody at Dan Marino, and Dan Marino gonna get rid of it real quick. We can't never get pressure on him because he's gonna always get rid of it quick. I'd have to go with Dan Marino over Elway.
Yeah, man, you're splitting hairs, but I'd probably agree with
but you can't go wrong either way. You go, but I would go with Dan Marino.
Y'all had a pretty good quarterback over there in Buffalo too. Jim Kelly wasn't no slouch.
Jim Kelly, he was a hell of a quarterback for us. Great leader, good teammate. But I thought you said the best quarterback I had played against. So
I was just.
I'm never. Yeah, okay. I'm never not gonna put my teammates.
I got you.
Yeah.
What was it like playing for Marv Levy?
Well, Marv Levy was kind of a straightforward guy. He wasn't a curse or a screamer or a hollerer. He tell you what he wants you to do, and he expect you to do it. When you're 60 years old, 61 years old versus 21 years old, you have a lot of regrets. And if it was one thing I wish I could do back over again, I wish I had a better relationship with Marv. And not that it was bad. I just wish I would have been a little more user friendly rather than being a hothead. So when you talk about Marv, I wish I would have listened a little more. But you do stupid things at 21 years old. So
which coach that you play for? Which coach that you play for or coached under does your coaching style most reflect?
I don't know if you all remember, but remember the name Ted Cottrell. Ted Cottrell was he was a lifetime defensive coordinator in the NFL. Mm-hmm. He was a 30-year NFL veteran coach, and Ted Cottrell taught me the odd front. So the 3-4 defense we ran at Lane was the same 3-4 defense we ran in Buffalo. Mm-hmm. So after Ted Cottrell retired, he hasn't really retired yet because he's a defense coordinator in the USFL with the New Jersey Generals.
That's why.
Believe it or not, Ted Cottrell came and coached with me at Lane College as a consultant.
Oh, wow.
Now I couldn't pay him a whole lot of money, but because of our relationship, he did come for 1 year and act as a consultant with us and taught our defensive linemen so much. And we had a freshman defensive lineman that he worked with, and believe it or not, now that freshman just signed a free agent contract with the San Diego Chargers, Andrew Farmer, $2.7 million out of Lane College now.
That's major right there.
Yeah,
that's major.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that Lane College has produced 6 or 7. I lost count. 7 NFL players. 7. Jacoby Jones is a product of Lane College.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the highest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Fred Lane, who's a running back for the Carolina Panthers, he's a product of Lane College. So we've had some guys in the NFL, and like you I think I heard you say earlier, I understand everybody want to go to big schools in Alabama and Auburn, but if you can ball, they're gonna find your lane.
Talent can't hide talent.
Yeah,
they're gonna find your lane.
Yes, sir. So let me ask this: when you get to take that AD hat off and you go home or whatever, how do you? What are some of your hobbies to kind of relax? Do you jump back and watch some more football, or watch some more sports, or do you just kind of?
I graduated. I want to acknowledge my school first. I'm a big University of Memphis fan, so I try to watch the University of Memphis as much as possible. But when I can't watch the University of Memphis, I'm a big Alabama fan. So every time I get out,
every time
I get a chance to watch Alabama, I'm watching Alabama if I'm not watching Memphis. So,
over. It was fun while it lasted.
Hey, listen, y'all kick me off the show. I'm a huge Alabama fan.
You was doing so good, AD.
You was doing so good.
I promise you.
Y'all kick me off the show, but I'm an Alabama fan, bro.
I promise you're not the first person to say, yeah, I like Alabama. Show over.
You're not the first. We're not treating you no different than we treat anybody else.
That's all good, bro. That's all good.
But no, AD Burroughs. Go ahead.
Every time I get a chance, man, if you think about it, this is a dream job. And when I say a dream job, meaning, I'm a former NFL player, now athletic director, and I get paid to do what I love to do. Mm-hmm. I get paid to go to football games. I get paid to go to basketball games. I get paid to put football rosters and basketball and volleyball rosters together. This is, sometimes I can't believe I'm getting paid to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you love what you do, you don't go to work a day in your life. So I love what I do, man. So it's not like work to me. Yeah. So it's really no hats to take off, because it's sports, man. And who don't love sports,
I heard that.
Yeah. Well, AD Burroughs, everything they have ever said about you, it's been true. As far as when I said the legend, they talked about how some greater person you are, saying the athlete you were. It's all you confirm with your stories and stuff. So I do appreciate you for taking the time and coming on and talking with us.
They say get your resume ready because they want you in the SWAC as an AD apparently.
Hey.
He said he good at Lane. He said he good at Lane, y'all. He gonna stay where he at.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen. You try to get me fired, ain't you?
Oh no, I would never, coach. Never, coach.
I'm just joking.
You must be doing something right if they want you. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, man, listen. I want to say this before you guys go, man. I enjoyed playing with your pops. It's a joy to meet you and your studio mate here. And listen, it was a pleasure speaking. And thank you for allowing me to reminisce and go back in my career and just reminisce about the good times. Pritchard, I love talking about the way we came up, man. And I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to go back. And reminisce for a minute.
Hey, no problem. Hey, if you ever need to come out, bring some Lane news. Our platform is your platform. We're here. Definitely love to help any way we can. Spread any word we need to. So always welcome over here.
Yes, sir. Anytime, coach.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been
the
AD at Lane College, Mr. Derrick
think he can still play today.
He in better shape than me. I say that.
I promise that man intimidating. I guarantee you. I guarantee you he can still lace him up today.
Yeah, he definitely will. Hey, I do want to. I mean, as far as HBCU news, I think that we've got most of it, but I do want to bring this up because they started talking about it in the chat a little bit, man. It's a big fight this weekend.
Yeah, it is. Who you got?
We got Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford. And,
yep.
And I've seen a lot of people say, Spence gonna
knock him out. Mike said he gonna knock him out.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
When the last time Errol Spence knocked anybody out without a car?
I'm assuming that you're going for Bud Crawford.
Listen, Bud has put so many people to sleep. Errol Spence looked like y'all already asleep.
I'll say this. I don't know who's gonna win the fight, but I know who won the trash talk.
Oh yeah.
And if the fight anything like the trash talk, if the fight is anything like the trash talk,
yeah,
Bud ain't got a chance.
That's true. That's true. But
I don't know, man. I've been leaning Bud. But it's too close for me to call.
You know who Bud is to me? You finna get ready to be rich.
He ain't that. But I think it could go either way. I know one thing.
Hey, Jamon said,
I ain't putting no money on this fight.
Nah,
either way.
I ain't putting no money. I wouldn't put no money on it. But I think if I had to put money
since we're talking about boxing, can we talk about Devin Haney?
Yeah,
running from Shakur Stevenson. Can we please talk about that?
Let's talk about it because
this man decided to go up in a weight class to fight Regis. Shout out to that New Orleans boy. But he went up a class to fight Regis instead of fighting who his mandated fight was. Shakur. That boy know he can't handle Shakur, man.
Hold on.
Said we should do a show on the fight while it's on. I mean, we might do a Twitter space. I ain't gonna
be able to do it. I won't even be at home for we talk for the fight, but we could definitely talk it in.
Oh yeah, I forgot you got somewhere to go this weekend. Yeah.
Dude, you finna get put out.
Who that little Dilly?
Yeah. I'm talking about he covered in throwing stuff everywhere. But yeah. That's Devin Haney. Devin Haney.
He just dropped down for that to fight Tank.
He I think he got all he could handle with Lomachenko. And
that's
his career. I ain't gonna say his life. His career flashed before his eyes because that title was it should have been.
I don't know why I said Tank. I'm tripping.
You mean Lomachenko?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah. But yeah, if he was gonna fight Tank, it was gonna be at that same weight class.
He can't handle nobody in that weight.
Can't handle nobody. And honestly, I hope Regis sleeping. But I don't know that. I don't know how that fight gonna go. I don't know what Haney gonna look like up at weight class. But it ain't worked out for most people going up a weight class. You seen what old Bivol did to Canelo when he went up a weight class.
Yeah, but give me Bud.
You got Bud.
Give me Bud.
Only thing I say is it don't go the distance.
I can agree.
I think somebody getting put to sleep.
I can agree. Speaking of getting put to sleep, I don't know the was it Japanese fighter, the guy who beat they had the fight on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. But boy, they said something about his hands being wrapped illegally or something.
Yeah, but the trainer watched him wrap his hands. The opposing trainer sat there and watched him wrap his hands.
Oh,
that's the initial what's called they were saying.
Headline.
Yeah, but yeah, the trainer watched him wrap it because that was in the thing. He put in and said, "Hey, I gotta watch him wrap his hands, or we gonna walk." And they let him watch, and then he washed them hands.
Yeah, I ain't see that fight, but
I ain't see it. I saw the some of the replay of it. It wasn't. It wasn't long.
What you think about the Tyson Fury Francis fight? Since we're talking fight,
it's another Mayweather, Conor McGregor fight.
You think so?
Yeah, Francis. So
I think Francis got a better chance than Mayweather.
He's got a better chance than McGregor.
Because my thing is, have you ever seen, like, we ain't really seen Mayweather get touched up like that. I mean, a few fights he got hit, you know what I'm saying? But like the Wilder slept Fury, you know, he just got up before the 10. You see what I'm saying? So I think he at least got a better chance. I think
what's gonna have to happen. Francis is going. If we talking about for Francis to win, Francis is not. If you attack Fury bodies, you got a chance. Because that's what when Wilder was doing that in the third fight, he was attacking the body. He had a chance. He just got impatient and started trying to go up top, and then got caught too many times.
Yeah,
too many times. Attack that man body.
But I don't know if Francis is gonna do that though, man. Honestly, I think Fury is a different beast though, bro.
He said footwork gonna hurt Francis. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna hurt that too. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna hurt Francis. Francis isn't a boxer. He's got a power, but he's not a boxer. He wasn't a boxer in the UFC. He literally
was a striker, but you know
he was a striker, but he's not a boxer.
Yeah, no, he's not a boxer. He's a striker though. He got lightning in his fist.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's like if he catch him, it's over with.
Yeah, I agree.
But the footwork, man, that Fury gonna step that boy like it ain't nothing, man.
Mm-hmm. Fury, he's Francis
finna get that bag.
Yeah, Fury is what I think Shakira does to the smaller guys. That's what Fury does. It's death by 1,000 cuts, but he got power too though.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
death by 1,000 cuts.
But that's exactly. But except Fury is 330 pounds moving like that, bro. You is not supposed to be able to move like that at that size.
Oi.
But that's his bloodlines though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But man, we can get up out of here, man. We'll be back on Monday. I don't know what we talking about. I don't know who we talking to.
We'll figure something out.
But we can talk about we might can talk about this fight. I don't know. Might well.
Depending on what it look like.
Yeah. Anyway. But like I said, man, it's been real. We appreciate y'all. Thank you to AD Burroughs for coming through, chopping it up with us, man. Look forward being back with y'all on Monday. Like that. We out. This show was presented by betonline.ag.
Bring me my money.